leadership perspective, that because of the backgrounds that certain people have had, it's so hard for them to digest the truth, even when it's right in front of them, that they'll be resistant to it. And sometimes in a leadership role, that's one of the hardest moments I have to overcome, because basically how you look at a situation is, you coming to me with a problem, I'm figuring out the solution for you. And where it's all laid out and we see that 1 + 1 = 2, you still saying nah. So then what do you do? Because you can get mad, but at the end of the day, it's not your life. Every person is open to make their own choices.
Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Gilmore Jr. To right of me, we got Mr. Military Man, Mr. Myles McConaughey. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling pretty good.
Really good. I love to hear it. To the right here, we got two special guests. The first one up, Mr. Vari, Jelks. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good to be on the show.
Feeling good. I love it. To the right of him, we got Mr. Kinsler. How you feeling today, London?
Excellent. Great.
We gave the boy cheese and look at it, happy to be on TV. They try to look good. Look at them. They try to look good for the TV. But no, man, another week, another episode. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. So right now, before we just start, what I want you to do is like, subscribe, and comment. All right, stop what you're doing and make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. We're going to have a great conversation today. What I want to get into today. So in our world, and even in our community, and definitely in our organization, one thing we preach about is leadership.
What's hard is when it's a self issue, where it's a self-deficiency. You're not living up to what it means to be a leader, because now that means you have to break an old habit, and an old habit is hard to break, but it's necessary if that's what you want. So if you want to be a leader, you have to embody it. You have to live that. That's why I keep telling you.
And even going into transitioning from like summer to school. So we always, when we talk about leadership, we understand that with you all being up under our umbrella, it's like they reach one, teach one. We hope that with reaching you, you'll be able to reach out and be able to touch your peers and the people around. So you're going to 8th grade. So in a sense, you are the leader at your school. So people look up to you as one of the oldest ones, is being set expectations. You're going into 9th grade. So in that scale, it looks like you a freshman, there are different things, but you still could be a leader on your campus. I kind of want to go, so how, when we talk about leadership, how are we going to take some of these qualities in the school? So my question to you, Lonnie, I want to start with you, because you're going into a new scene and you're as a freshman. Are there any worries? What worries do you have as being a freshman?
Worries I have as going from big dog to not being I wouldn't say a little dog, but not being a big dog. Because in high school, it's a climate change. Not a climate change. Why did I say climate change? It's an environment change. Because at Howard, all the classes, I was there for 3 years, so I knew where everything at. Now I'm going to be at Vanguard. It's a pretty big school. So I'm kind of worried, I'm not going to know all my classes at. But later on in the year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to adapt to that. And then it's I feel like I know I'm a leader, so I'm not going to just, I know I'm not going to be peer pressured, but I feel like some people are going to try to peer pressure me to do things. And yeah,
Yeah, so even with I like that you went there, because even that means you're thinking about it. So for you even to point that out before we even said anything about it, you understand that you're going into an environment where people are going to see you as a little dog, and it's they may try to send you off to do certain stuff, or just be, you know how it go. So with that, with what we taught you here, and you even being a leader, like I said, and you don't have to be a senior to be a leader. Just like if we go on the field, there's some freshmen that are good and they lead the teams. What are you going to do? So what is something you're going to do differently? The mindset that you're going into when you put on Vanguard to be able to be that leader, so people can already see that he different, he cut different. What do you have plans to do?
Going back to the last question, at Howard, I would say I was a big dog, because when anybody needed something, they would come to me. If they needed help going to a class, they would come to me. If they need help with advice, like life advice, they would come to me. And if they just need someone to talk to, they would come to me. But now that I'm at a bigger environment, a bigger school with more people, and me being me being a younger person at school, I feel like I'm going to have to go to other people instead of them coming to me.
I like it. All right, Bar, how about you? So you 8th grade. So you big dog on campus. So it's funny. One thing I do have to acknowledge with you, Bar, you've had a tremendous, like, when it comes to school, we've been with you, I think it's 4th grade, 5th grade, one of them. So anyway, I remember when you was at Pheasant. All right, you cutting up a little bit at Pheasant. We used to always get calls about Bar. Then you got to North Marion, 6th grade, and you started doing better. They had some rough in 7th grade. I think you killed it, like the whole 7th grade. You had a good 7th grade year. So we've been able to see the growth. So it's beautiful. When you're able to look at somebody and see, look at the trajectory he's growing. Now you're going into 8th grade. All right, so there shouldn't be no question about what you're about to do in your 8th grade year. So I want to know, what are you expecting out of yourself when it comes to your 8th grade school year?
I'm expecting myself to do the exact same thing I did last year, except like with grade wise, with not behavior wise. Because last year, like at the end, I started messing up a little bit. But like, I know this year I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna get all A's again, and my behavior gonna be on point.
Yeah. What are you gonna do for that? So what are you gonna do? Because you say you start slipping up. Why did you start slipping up at the last year? What are some reasons you start slipping up?
You want me to say that, bro?
If it's not nothing, you gonna indict yourself or something.
I ain't tripping. It's because I stopped taking my medicine.
Oh, okay.
That's why. I was taking it like the whole year, and then I just stopped.
Yeah. All right. So we may keep that in, we may not. But anyway, you got to take your medicine, so you're going to make sure you take your medicine this year. All right. So when it comes to when it comes to 8th grade, all right, so we're going to make sure you take your medicine. So just tell me, with your grades, and just cast a vision for your 8th grade year. I want y'all both, because it's power. It's power in being able to have a vision for yourself, have a vision. Because most people, what they're going to do, I'm telling you what your peers are going to do. They're going to show up on August 12th, I think, school start, and they're just going to be there. Well, I'm back with no goals, no plans, no nothing to be able to attack the year. So, but if you're able to set foot on campus and have some goals, like this is what I want to accomplish, and this is how I'm going to accomplish, then you're going to have a more successful year. So I want you guys to tell me, what do you want to accomplish? When it comes to your 8th grade year, your 9th grade year, what are some things that you want to get accomplished?
Like I said, all A's, good behavior. And I also, like, this year, I want people to come to me and ask me for stuff. Because last year, I always go to people and ask them for stuff, like help on work and stuff. This year, I want to be the big dog at all my classes. And, like, I just want to be able to walk around school and not have nobody saying, oh, come into the dean's office or whatever. Because last year, that happened a lot. Just unexpected referrals for no reason. Well, it was a reason, but, like, it was something that I didn't know about. And yeah.
So when you say good behavior, what is good behavior? Because that's easy to say, I want good behavior. But what is that? What is, I don't want to do bad. Like, you have to tell me. I'm not going to get no referrals. Like, it has to be specific. Like, what does that look like for you?
All right. No referrals. Like, no talking back to the teachers. No fighting in the hallway. That's going to be a hard one. Because you hit me, you're going to get hit back. But, like, no fighting in the hallway and stuff. Yeah.
All right. So you spit a lot. Give us some of your goals for the
coach. Like, my goals for my upcoming year is to just, like, stay myself and not try to follow the wrong crowd. It's like, stay, like, own my greatness. And that's one goal for this year, own my greatness, get good grades. I feel like the work not going to be that hard because I had some like in class and the work wasn't that hard. So I feel like academically wise, it's not going to be no problems. I feel like the only problem is, like, I'm going to be in school with a lot of people, a lot of older people, and you know how they be calling me freshman. They gonna be trying to pump me and stuff, and honestly, I'm not going for that.
Yeah, and I like it. I'm gonna have some real conversation with y'all. So one of my biggest struggles, I guess, if I had to say, when I got y'all age. So one thing I did, I had the luxury of being a good athlete. So when you're a good athlete, you get, like, especially in our culture, in our community, you get raised up on a pedestal. I was a good athlete since I was a child. I was on varsity when I was a freshman. So I always got, like, the pub of, that's Jamie. Everybody knew who I was. But one thing that came with, I got a lot of attention. So even with girls, y'all coming to the age where that's a big thing. And I know that's what your mind, your focus. And I want to have a conversation with y'all, man, like that not telling you not to talk to young ladies, but first of all, always be respectful. When you're dealing with women, being respectful, make sure you're talking to them the right way and treat them as if you want somebody to treat your sister or treat your mom. But the other facet is just being aware, like that's going to come. You got time for that. If you lock in, I mean, literally lock in on your work, man, and sports or your extracurricular, whatever you're doing, and you take time, and, women aren't going anywhere. You get what I'm saying? You always have time to be able to have a girlfriend, get a girlfriend, and do all those different things, man. But I'm telling you, to lock in on that work. I know you guys say something. What you guys say?
If you get your academics right and you get a good job and you get money, the women gonna come to you. You ain't even gonna have to go to them.
Look at that. See? Real. And that's real talk. And the right woman to come to you. You know what I mean? So you just take your time. That's all I want to say. But what I'm going to do, I know we've been asking y'all a lot of questions. I'm going to spin it to y'all. Are there any other questions y'all want to spin it to me and Mr. Myles before we get up out of here? Any other thing y'all want to ask us before we get out of here?
I know, anytime you ask us this, I know, I want to say we ask the same questions, so I want to change it up. And usually when y'all asking us questions, you say, where do you want to be in life? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? What's the biggest thing you're going through? So I want to flip it on y'all. What's the biggest thing that y'all going through, and how are y'all overcoming it?
Biggest thing, trial-wise, or just big in general?
Something that's, I won't say holding you back, but that's trying to break through and hold you back, and you're facing it.
I can go. I speak. You can think about it. But so the biggest thing, like you say, I don't want to say like a trial or holding me back or something. But it'll go back to y'all. So even in leadership, just understanding, and when you're creating something like Kut Different, it's just understanding how to lead. Because there are different ways, you know what I mean? And you have to deal with certain people differently. And just knowing, even with y'all when it comes to y'all, learn how to deal with y'all, or when I'm out dealing with partners or different things, just understanding this whole thing of leadership. Again, the role I'm in is not nothing I foreseen for myself. I always see myself as the athlete like y'all. So when I jumped into this 4 years ago, it was just I'm here. And ever since then, I've been a learning progress. So I'm constantly learning how to navigate the nonprofit space, what's next, the vision, where we going, how we gonna do it, what we gonna do. And it's a lot that come with that. It's a lot of pressure that come with that. Kut Different, it's my baby from the city. It's Eddie. I know it sounds crazy, but we birthed it. But so it's always a constant learning process. So again, even with y'all, when y'all see me over there in the office and stuff, and it's not that I don't want to be out there with y'all. It's just that it's a lot of stuff that got to get done to make these things roll. So when it comes to that's probably. Again, I won't say it's I think it's a challenge. It's just a learning process. But that's what keeps me up at night.
What made you create Kut Different? And it was something else. I think about that.
Yeah. So no, it was it's God, man. I share my story all the time. This was a God thing. Coming back. So when I got that aha moment that football wasn't gonna work, it was around 2018 or 2017. And then I was getting my master's. I went back and finished my master's. So I was like, either I'm gonna work in sports or I'm gonna play sports. So when football was over, I got a master's degree in sports management, and I spent some time with a MLB team, the St. Louis Cardinals, because it was like, okay, I'm going to work in athletics, in sports, but I got into it like that as well. So then I went into higher education, and I started working in a multicultural center up in Illinois, Western Illinois University. And I worked with student organizations. So I worked with groups, a couple groups, they were like ASA African Student Association. Another group that I always share is called BMED, Black Male Achievement Network. So this work that I'm doing with you all, I was doing, but with college students, you know what I mean? So I was on the college campus, and we were doing the same thing, having barbershop talks, doing a lot of things that we do today. I was doing then, but at that moment, it was just something to do. I never looked at it as like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I never took it as seriously, but God was doing something to me in those times when I was doing that work. And then after that experience, 2020 came. It led me back home, and my mom worked in the school system. She asked me to come work with some boys. Long story short, I seen me as I see, all right, we need to make a change in the young man's life, and Kut Different was birth from there. And we just put all our life into it as far as exposure, and understanding that when you take a person outside their environment and show them more, that they will be more ultimately. So long, short answer, but that's how it got started.
I would say for me, biggest thing is understanding that, even if you have the right answer, doesn't mean everyone's gonna listen. And what I mean by that, especially with like the the things I do out in the community, abroad, and just at large, and different things like that, you know, you end up working with different people from different backgrounds, trying to help them out, different stuff like that. But you have to understand from a leadership perspective that because of the backgrounds that certain people have had, it's so hard for them to digest the truth, even when it's right in front of them, that they'll be resistant to it. And sometimes in a leadership role, that's one of the hardest moments I have to overcome, because basically how you look at a situation is you coming to me with a problem, I'm figuring out the solution for you. And when it's all laid out and we see that 1 + 1 = 2, you still saying nah. So then what do? Because you can get mad, but at the end of the day, it's not your life. Every person is open to make their own choices. And so sometimes you want to help people so bad that it's hard for you to take them turning down the actual help, or turning down the actual answer that they need for their problem, or that they need as their solution. So I would say sometimes I struggle with that. But at the end of the day, I just remind myself, life is all about choices, man. Everybody has to make their own choices. So you can sit there, present the opportunity to help them out, or to present a platform where they can help themselves out. But if they don't take it, they don't take it. And at the end of the day, you at least did what's required of you. You did the work so that the opportunity can be presented to them. Now, what they do with it is on them. But I would say as y'all get older and you start to find your own leadership styles, you will encounter something like that. There will be somebody that you're sitting there mentoring to. It doesn't have to be someone younger than you. It can be a peer of yours that just look up to you. And you sitting there trying to tell them, say, hey, man, look, I'm telling you, like, this, you might want to change this up a little bit. And they're going to resist you because they've made it in their mind that this is what they want. This is the life that they want. And even though you love them, you're going to have to let them go and make those decisions. You're still there for them if and when they come back and say, hey, man, look, you were right. All right. Don't point it in their face and be, I told you so, blah, blah, blah. That's when you got to give people a little bit of grace. Remember, everyone comes from different backgrounds. So as for me, personally, I always came with the logic of, if I saw somebody messing up and they keep hitting their head against the wall, I'm not going to do anything that they're doing. But you have some people that'll see it and say, well, I think I can headbutt that wall a little bit hard and make that wall move. What? Hey, look, that's just how they think. So they're going to see the same repeated, the same mistakes that the person made or the entity made, and they're going to do the same thing. And the only thing you do is just sit back, advise, pray for them, and just be there supporting them if and when they sit there and realize that they're going the wrong way and they want to come and help you. Worst thing you do in those situations is be on some I told you so thing, or you just sit there and be like, nah, you wasted that chance. Because I truly believe when people truly understand that they did wrong, or that, okay, I messed up, now let blah, 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 I want y'all to fix stuff, they should be afforded that opportunity. People should have an opportunity to fix things or to improve and grow. That's why we do what we do here. It's to give y'all a platform or a safe space where y'all can sit there and grow and mature through these things that are maybe plaguing y'all, maybe hindering y'all, maybe wearing down on you or causing you stress. At least now you can come to the area, grow through that, get advice when you need it, and move on with your lives. Everyone should have that opportunity, but so many people don't. So when you have the opportunity to be that for someone, do it. Do it. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean that they're going to listen to you, but you still afford the opportunity. All right.
I like it. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all fellas for coming up and joining us. One thing I want to do before we get y'all up out of here, I want y'all to pinpoint one thing you could change to become a better leader. All right. And I want you to hear yourself say it. So it's like an accountability thing. So once you say it, I just want you to say one thing that you could do to become a better leader, and then we're going to close it out. What you got?
Not doing dumb things that the other kids see, and then I tell them not to do what I just did.
Like it. How about someone?
I would say the way I deliver the message.
So work on your delivery. Right. I like it. All right. How about you, Brother Myles? You got anything else you want to say before we close it out?
Just remember, always give yourself a little bit of grace, man. You know, this is everyone's first attempt at life. You know what I mean? We're not just coming out the womb experts with stuff. You have to be open to learning. You have to be open to challenging yourself. And if you're open to those things and you sit there and keep a good mindset about what growth actually entails, I mean, the sky's the limit. Y'all can go anywhere, but you have to understand these concepts, and you really, really have to understand it. Not just the surface level understanding, not just I'm gonna say what I think they want me to say or what they want to hear. Is, do you truly understand the concepts of leadership and what it takes? And when you do, and you really understand it, from that day on, now you have to assess yourself each and every day, even the small moments. I was sharing this with Brother Rory not too long ago. Even a thought that has crossed my mind throughout the day, by the end of the day, I make sure I go back and examine that thought. As crazy as that may sound, a thought, right? They can pop in your head so quick. But I made a habit of being that strict upon myself that now it's just ingrained. I don't have to think about it anymore. A thought comes across, I ask myself, objectively speaking, did I agree with the positives or the negatives? Did I agree with the right or the wrong? Because you have to challenge yourself, in my opinion, to every minute detail. Because then that's what creates your walk, your daily, like we're talking about. When you're talking about being a leader, it's every day. It's every day you have to be chipping away at something that shouldn't be there. And you have to water and grow the things that should be there. But you never know if you don't examine. And the days when you don't examine, you got some weeds growing in your garden that shouldn't be there. You have to attend to it. So see yourself like a garden, man, a prize garden. You gotta make sure the weeds ain't there. You gotta make sure the snakes ain't there. You gotta make sure the stuff that's growing shouldn't be growing. It's actually what you want to produce, so that when people walk by that garden, they can look at it and know and understand the fruits that's being bared there and say, you know what, that's a good man. That's a good young man. And there's no question about that. But it's about how you carry yourself every single day.
And I even say, man, just even that we're having this conversation right now, you guys are light years past the people of your age. Even the fact that we're having this discussion and you're able to see here is self-assess yourself. But it doesn't mean nothing if you're just going to self-assess and not go put in the changes. So like what we just said, what you need to change. So the ball is in your court. You're only going to be as good as a leader as you want to be. Again, you can fix the things that you're saying. You have the ability to go fix it and come back and be a better leader. And why not? Why not? Again, you guys are both going into arenas and you're only going to get older. You're at that age now where you got to figure it out. At this age, most people know, like, okay, I'm going to do it or I'm not. Like, you have it kind of like made up in your mind. Like, I got what it take or I don't. I know both of y'all have what it take. I just need both of y'all to know that you have what it take. All right? Go be it. Go be the next future leaders. We say it all the time. You guys are. But at the end of the day, it's on you. We can't do it for you. That's all I need y'all to know. All right, sir. Make sure y'all keep supporting, man. We don't take it for granted. Keep watching, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, because our podcast is always gonna be a movie, and it's always gonna be lit as well. All right, family. We'll see y'all next time.